So last night I was doing some journaling, thinking about the mindsets I wanted to take with me into 2025. And there's really three key ones that popped up that I think that if you can take these and apply them into your own life, you're going to stand out as a man, because most men are not doing these things. And these are things that in 2024 I really started to learn and apply, and I saw my life change drastically. So the first one is that you have to understand you are your greatest asset, right? You're your greatest asset. When you think about investing into things, typically we think about the stock market or crypto or, real estate. These things can be valuable, but at the end of the day, your ability to perform, to stay disciplined, and to stay focused is going to be the number one thing that leads to your success. And so therefore, you are your greatest asset, but you're also your greatest liability if you don't invest in yourself. And so when I talk about investing in yourself, I'm talking about, in terms of food. I'm talking about in terms of making sure you stay fit and in shape. I'm talking about investing in knowledge, right? In new mindsets. I'm talking about investing in being around the right types of people. And I know for myself this year, as I started to really lock in, I started to really focus on the gym more intensely, right? Focus on what I was eating, cutting out a lot of sugar and processed food, cutting out alcohol. I'm 7 months sober right now. And that's just part of investing in myself, right? I went through and actually bought, different coaching and courses from lots of different people to upgrade my knowledge and my ability. And those are all just forms of investing in yourself. And what you start to realize is that the greatest return you can get, the greatest investment you can get is not in the stock market, it's not in crypto, it's yourself, right? Because if you level up yourself, your ability to perform at a high level now goes up. And as I always say, your level of success will never beat your level of personal development. And so I started to realize that and really took that into account for 2025 and realized this is the mindset I need to be taking into 2025, because it's what's going to allow me to get to where I want to go. Because if I can't even stay disciplined with my daily routine, if I can't even stay disciplined from, social media and actually focusing on spending my time wisely, and or let's just say I don't have the knowledge to achieve what I want to achieve because I'm just at such a low level, how am I going to get to where I want to go? It's not going to happen. And so ask yourself the question, are you investing in yourself? Are you realizing that you are your greatest asset, not some external thing, but you? Because once you start to realize that, once you start to take it seriously and really invest hard into yourself, the speed at which you start to level up in life as a man is insane. And the truth is that most men don't invest in themselves. They don't. They invest in all these other things besides themselves. They eat like shit. They don't go to the gym. They don't invest in mentors and coaches who can take them to the next level. And they aren't willing to do that internal work and really focus on turning themselves into their greatest asset. So if you can do that, you'll get ahead. So the next mindset I want to give to you is that it is always you versus you. Okay, the media, the government, these corporations, they like to take our focus away from the fact that we are in control of our lives and our destiny. And they want to have it blamed on the other person, right? Because they know that an easy way to control you, especially as a man, is to make you blame the outside world for your circumstances. But what they don't tell you is that if you blame the outside world on where you are right now in life, you're giving away your power. And so the number one thing you don't want to do is to think that, the reason I'm not where I am or where I want to be in life is because it's my family or it's the government or it's, some other group of people. The reason why you aren't where you want to be right now is primarily because of you and the choices you've made and the choices that you continue to make on a day-to-day basis. Now, of course, you probably don't want to hear that, right? And that's exactly what these people play on, because they know that humans hate taking accountability, right? Humans don't like pointing the finger back at themselves and saying, hey, you know what? I'm not where I want to be in life. It's really me. It's really my choices over all these years that have led up to this point. So if you can realize that it's always you versus you every single day, and that it's really doesn't have much to do with the outside world, then you can start to take that power back, really gather that strength, and realize that it's really just a version of yourself you want to become versus the old version of you who's undisciplined, who's lazy, who has, a victim mindset. If you can change that, it changes the whole game for you, because you're able to actually now take control. I did this a lot this year. There was times where I felt like, hey, you know what? I'm not where I want to be because of these outside circumstances, or because the economy is bad, or because because it's not fair, you know, in terms of my business that I'm trying to run, that other people are successful and I'm not. And what really was the problem was I wasn't working at the level I needed to, and I wasn't formulating new strategies, and I wasn't at the level I needed to be successful. And I was letting myself get distracted on social media. I was waking up late. I was still drinking. And once I pointed the finger back at myself and said, hey, you know what? The reason you aren't where you want to be is just because you're not putting in the right actions every day. You've got horrible habits and even a worse mindset, a victim mentality. Of course you're not going to get to where you want to go, because it's a self-defeating mindset. It's a self-defeating act. And so that's what it is. You have to learn that every day it's you versus you. And yes, of course, the outside world affects that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the outside world doesn't have an effect on you, but ultimately, the majority of your choices throughout the day are up to you. And so always look at the man you want to become and the man that you are now, and figure out what is the gap. What are the actions, the identity, the mindset that I need to take to actually get to where I want to go? Because it's almost always you, bro. It is almost always you. And watch out for people who try to get you to shift the blame. They'll say things like, it's this group of people, or it's, you know, that government, that's, you know, really the problem, and that's why all your problems exist. Because when you hear people doing that, that is them trying to hack into your human tendency to not want to take accountability. And I'm not saying that that may not be a factor, but at the end of the day, your choices are your own. And if you learn to master your daily choices, and you learn to master the concept that it's you versus you every day, you will succeed, because no one can hold you back, and you really take back your power. There's a thing going on right now on social media. I don't know, maybe you've seen it on Instagram, where people are really upset about, you know, what's in our food and how the government is allowing these things to be put in our food. And I completely agree. You know, one of the big controversies right now is with Kellogg, you know, cereals and granola bars and things like that, the amount of crap they put in our foods. And I 100% agree. I 100% agree that they should not be allowed to do that. But when you think about it, it's an evil corporation, because they are actively and knowingly hurting the human population and making us sick. And so when you come up against an entity like that, who's powerful, who has so much money and so much influence, and yet is doing evil in the world, how are you going to face that? Are you going to sit there and play the blame game and say, hey, you're to blame, you're to blame, you're to blame? That is true, but guess what? Guess who creates the demand? Guess who keeps buying the products? It's us. And so we have to also look back at ourselves and take accountability for the part that we're playing in that problem. And so that's really the message I want to get across to you, is that as we head into 2025, don't allow yourself to shift all the blame and look elsewhere, because you won't see what needs to be done in your own life. And look, truth is, no one's coming to save you, bro. No one cares about your circumstances and how hard it is for you. Literally, you have to care the most about yourself and about your situation. So watch out for that and stay away from that mindset, because so many men fall into the victim mindset, and it's honestly disgusting, because it's so sad to see people sit there and say, hey, it's someone else's fault, and my life circumstances are so bad, and you know, this happened to me. And the reality is, they're just giving away their power constantly, giving it away, giving it away, giving it away. Don't let that be you, bro. I've also really come to realize that working hard is not the answer, you know, and just working smart isn't the answer. A lot of people say, you know, work smarter, not harder. But the truth is, you need to learn to work smarter and harder. It's not one or the other, it's both. It's the mindset of being relentless. Because as we go into this new year, people are setting goals. Even you probably set many goals for yourself. But guess what? That doesn't make you special. And that does not mean that you're going to achieve them. And so the truth is, you're going to come up against a lot of obstacles, a lot of pushback. You're going to come up against a lot of just obstacles that you have to overcome, a lot of walls that you're going to have to climb. And the truth is, you are not relentless if you're not willing to work smarter and harder to climb over those obstacles and bypass them and learn better strategies and also work hard. Then guess what? You're going to fail just like everyone else. You know, 99% of people are going to set goals this year and fail them because they aren't willing to be relentless. They don't have the relentless mindset. We live in a culture of instant gratification, And so as soon as we come up against hardship, as soon as things start to take longer, than we would like them to, we we tend to give up because it's too hard. I can't tell you guys how many businesses I've started over the years, like just online, different jobs and things that I've attempted to do. And the reality of the situation is I failed at so many different times because of the fact that I didn't have the proper mindset. Hello. And because I didn't have the right mindset, I wasn't able to keep going. And what happens when you quit? Well, you fail, right? And so failure just comes from not being relentless. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind as we go into 2025 and you set your goals. Remember, you're going to run into obstacles, bro. You're going to run into obstacles because what kind of hero's journey would it be anyways if you set a goal and then just achieved it? There would be no level up. There would be no growth. And so in order for you to get what you want in life, you're going to have to grow. You're going to have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. And you're going to have to learn that you have to work smart and hard. The hard part is really you just keep pushing every day. Every day, you keep making those videos. Every day you keep, going to the gym. Every day you keep doing whatever it is that you need to do to get you closer to your goal. And then the smart part of it is learning from feedback, looking at the results you're getting. It's like, well, if you're in a cut, let's say you're in a cut, you're trying to cut down, trying to lose weight. Well, say you're in a 500 deficit every single day, but yet you're not losing any weight. Okay, that's feedback. And that feedback is telling you, hey, you're not actually in a deficit. Something's wrong with your systems. And so then you go and change the systems and tweak the systems. That's where working smart comes in. It's new strategies, it's new thoughts. And that's why I say, invest in yourself. You're the greatest asset. And so when you upgrade your knowledge base, then that's working smart, right? If you're just working hard and being obstinate and stubborn, that's not really going to get you anywhere. On some really basic things in life, it will. But a lot of these goals we have are complex. They require a lot of moving pieces. And so you have to be willing to upgrade your knowledge, invest in yourself, learn new strategies, and really play smart. One of the examples of this I can give you is, right now in my own life, as we head into 2025, I'm really focusing on building up this personal brand. And since I started posting, I was kind of just working hard, being obstinate, being stubborn, making the videos the way I thought they should be made, and not really putting in the maximum amount of effort. And you see it all the time. There's people on YouTube who post 1,000 videos and they only end up with 100 subscribers and never get monetized. And it's because they have this mindset of working hard, being stubborn, being obstinate, but not working smart. And so for me, I'm working smart. I'm investing in myself, learning new strategies. I even over this past month have been using AI and ChatGPT to not come up with my content because that's original and that's my own, but just coming up with different strategies and ideas and brainstorming. And that's the power of using what's around you and using our current technologies to benefit you, right? And so if you're just working hard, I'm telling you right now, you're going to get your ass kicked by the guy who's working smart and hard at the same time. All right. So yeah, just ask yourself, am I working smart and hard, or am I just working hard? Am I just kicking and banging my head against the wall, hoping that something's going to work out, but I'm not actually using my brain to formulate new strategies. I'm not using my creativity to come up with new ideas and new ways of doing things. And a lot of times that's where the success comes, right? That's where that breakthrough comes in, is from working smart. And then you apply that work ethic and that sort of obstinate, stubborn nature to just go as hard as you possibly can. So that is the key principle I would take away from that is, don't get too locked into doing something a certain way, especially if it's not working. Switch it up and you'll see success. And like I said, most men won't apply these principles, okay? They're not going to see that they are in fact their greatest asset. That's the first problem, is before you're investing in things externally, you should be investing in yourself. Invest in your fitness, your mindset, your knowledge base. Level yourself up, because that will allow you to get all the other external things you want in life. The next thing, of course, is to understand that it's you versus you. Your circumstances right now and where you are in life, to be quite honest with you, bro, are mostly your fault. And it's the accumulation of choices that you've made, okay, over the years. It's the accumulation of what you decided to do and what you decided not to do that all add up into the equation of the present moment. And so if you want to change, if you want, let's say you don't like that, you don't like where you are right now. I know it's easier to go out and just blame other people. I know it's easier, but it's not the most effective thing you could do. The most effective thing to do is to look at your situation, look at where you're at, figure out what you've been doing wrong, and change it. Change it. Don't let people stop pointing the finger at other people, because you're just giving away your power with that victim mindset. And then the last thing, making sure that you're working smart and hard. Combine those things together, all three of those things, and you will see massive success as a man in 2025, and you will surpass probably everybody you know who doesn't have this formula. Because the truth is, everybody's going to be trying and basically doing the opposite of exactly what I just said, right? Most people are going to do the opposite of everything I just said. And so you'll have a massive advantage. And if you decide, you can share that knowledge with other people and help other people to level up if you feel like it, or you can just take it to your own advantage. I just prefer to come on here and share my insights with you guys so that you have them. And like I said, I like to come on here because I didn't have an older brother growing up. And if I did, and he could share lessons like this to me, it would have saved me so much heartache, so much time, so much misery. And so that's why I do what I do, because I want to give back and I want to just pass down the lessons I'm learning to whoever finds it useful. So if you made it this far in the video, you're definitely one of the OGs. And I think as we move into 2025, your attention span and your focus is going to pay off. Okay. If you're able to sit through a video like this, unedited, just raw, true, authentic information, I think you're going to be successful because you've really got that focus and that mindset that's needed to level yourself up and to lead yourself and lead your people. So if you made it this far, comment the word relentless. Comment the word relentless down below. And if you feel like it, share your experiences, share what you're working through, and share which one of these insights resonated with you the most. And the reason I asked you to leave this comment is there's 3 reasons. So the first one is because when you comment these positive words or phrases, it's going to retrain your subconscious mind to really, rewire itself and look for opportunity and realize that you are powerful and you're greater than, you could ever imagine, and that your potential is really untapped. The second reason is that it's a way for you to put good energy out into the world. And as you train yourself to do that, you will start to receive, right? In order for us to receive in the universe, you have to give first. So that's the second reason. The third one is pretty simple, and it's, pretty tactical. The algorithm really likes when people make comments, and the algorithm really supports channels where people have an active, engagement. And it sends this kind of video, it'll pop up on the homepage, other men who could use these sort of mindset shifts. So by you commenting, you're gonna trigger the algorithm to also send it to other men who need help. So yeah, I greatly appreciate that. And as always, I want to thank you all for your support on this Saturday. We're out here getting our steps in as usual, making sure we're hitting that calorie deficit. And yeah, so I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you next time.